And welcome here to Copa America 2019, and by far tonight we have seen the most dominant display and the most dominant performance of the tournament so far, and of course Uruguay and their fantastic attacking players were at the heart of it. It's finished right here, Uruguay 4, Ecuador 0, and it really was a fantastic showing in terms of goal scoring, finishing the chances, being clinical in front of goal, and I think, to be honest, really, Ecuador were very, very unlucky with that sending off. They had to play a large majority of this game with 10 men, but there are so many things I feel that we can take from this opening game with regards to Uruguay as a team, the way they play, the players they have, and what we saw on show against Ecuador tonight, but also in terms of Uruguay in this tournament. Can they win it? Certainly right now, I believe they're going to be right up there. We're going to be talking about the game, about their chances of winning Copa America, and we're also going to be coming on to later on the individual display of Luis Suárez, how he played, what he looked like, and what we can take from that display tonight. It's all coming up, but Uruguay tonight were irresistible. And I have to say, you look at that Uruguay team right there, the team that started out there tonight, so many quality players, so much real individual talent within it. It didn't take them long to get going, not at all. They came out firing, they came out with some real intensity, and that's what you need in this kind of tournament. We've seen far too many teams so far just strolling their way through games, waiting to get up to speed. But Uruguay, they're right on it, maximum intensity from the word go, and it only took 6 minutes before Lodeiro opened the scoring for Uruguay with a fantastic goal. It really, really was so well worked. It started with our man Luis Suárez there out on the right hand side. He had the ball, nothing really on, but it was a really good lofted pass that went crossfield, really nicely weighted from Luis Suárez into the path there of Lodeiro. He brought it down nicely, a wonderful first touch there, keeping it alive, keeping it actually in the air, brilliant control, takes it past the defenders, out of the reach there of the Ecuador players, and a brilliant half volley there past the goalkeeper, and within 6 minutes Uruguay had the lead. And I have to say, from that moment on, they never looked back. They were oozing confidence. They came into this game with some really good friendly matches behind them, some good wins, solid defensively, brilliant going forward, and we saw that tonight certainly against Ecuador. And I have to say then, the game really was over in the 24th minute, because in that moment, who was given, I feel here, a very, very harsh red card, because actually in the beginning he was given a yellow card by the referee, but the VAR system of course came into play. They actually overturned that decision. It went from a yellow to a straight red card there for a flailing elbow, and I always feel like those ones are quite harsh. He's going up, he's having his elbow, it is raised, it is high, and certainly he does make contact, but you're just thinking in those situations, he's going up for the header there. Obviously, use your arms there for some leverage, and it can be very, very unlucky when it does end up working out like that. And you have to say there, Ecuador had to play 75 minutes there against such a good side that Uruguay is so balanced right throughout their team, and it was very, very difficult for them from that moment on. And in the first half, really, Uruguay wrapped up the game. It was absolutely brilliant for them in terms of in front of goal, finishing those chances. 33 minutes on the clock, it's Edinson Cavani, and everywhere you look here from Uruguay, there's a lot of goals in that midfield. They're very flexible, they can go forward, they're strong as well physically, but going forward, they are magnificent there, getting the ball to their attacking players, and they did that time and time again. Suárez, Cavani, they had chances, and when they get those, they will score. It was a set piece that came in, Diego Godin was at the back post, keeping the ball alive, towering header there, back across goal, and a brilliant, brilliant finish from Edinson Cavani. He's close range, but it's a bicycle kick. He's wonderfully, wonderfully timed. It's a brilliant movement, a stunning goal. Cavani there with his opening goal of Copa America 2019, and of course, once Cavani scored, Suárez himself wanted to get on the score sheet, and he did just that. Before half-time, 44 minutes on the clock, Uruguay make it 3-0 in their favour, and that was game over. Suárez it was, once again, from another set piece from Uruguay, and that's the thing, from open play, they're very, very good. They've got good, technically good players, but at the same time, from set pieces, from long balls, they can also be very, very effective. This is a team here who can score all kinds of goals, and certainly again, it was a set piece that came in, the ball was kept alive, Caceres it was who got his head to the ball, it actually landed there with Suárez, very close range once again, he finishes it off, a big, big goal there, 3-0, and at half-time, the game completely done. And I think then, in the second half, it was quite clear to see that Uruguay was simply going through the motions. Then the intensity was gone, they knew the game was won, they knew here that this tournament is a long one. You don't want to be going all out if you don't need to in every single minute, and they simply just played their way through the game. It was a lot of endless passing, really, no final product, because they didn't really need to. But in the second half, they had a goal disallowed through Edinson Cavani, could have been even more, and they didn't actually get a fourth goal. Very, very unlucky in Ecuador's favour, and it basically summed up their night, unfortunately. Once again, VAR getting involved in this one. It was a real comical, in many ways, own goal from Arturo Mina, which went in off the Uruguay defender, and that, like I say, basically summed up Ecuador's evening. VAR coming to the fore, ruling against them. That was a massive, massive decision there, but either way, Uruguay Uruguay were dominant, and they have been by far and away the most dominant team that we've seen so far at Copa America 2019, and they've really done well here to get out the blocks, put down a statement. 4-0. That'll do your confidence no end of good, and particularly Suárez, Cavani, they need those goals, and when they get those goals, they can keep on going and keep on going and keep on going. And when you look at Uruguay here in terms of contenders for Copa America 2019, not just based on this game, but based on their team as a whole, because even coming into this game, you were thinking they have the players, they got the individual quality to make it happen in this kind of tournament. And let's not forget here, Uruguay are the most successful nation ever in Copa America history, and I certainly wouldn't rule against them getting another victory here, certainly at this tournament, because yes, they got the individual quality, the likes of Godin, Cavani, Suárez, not only quality but also massive experience there in top quality professionals, but at the same time, it's more than that. They have a togetherness, they have a will to win amongst that team, and a real team bond, a team spirit. And I think there, you look at somebody like Argentina, they've also got good players, but they don't have that spirit, they don't have that bond, they don't have that unity in the team, and that structure about them. Uruguay understand their roles, every single player there, and for me, it's down to the coach, Oscar Tabarez, who's been absolutely sensational right throughout his long time in coaching Uruguay, and he's got them drilled tremendously. Defensively, they're incredibly solid, they defend as one, they really do get into position, they get into shape, and they're really resolute. In midfield, like I say, they're flexible, they can defend, they can get forward, they got all different kinds of players there, many options in that midfield, and they serve the strikers, the attacking players, Cavani, Suárez, even somebody like Maxi Gomez, massively talented, didn't even get on tonight. They're that good in the attacking areas, and I think right now, you are looking at a team, no doubt about it, that definitely are 100% right now Copa America contenders. They can win this, no question about it. But of course, I also want to talk about Barcelona's own Luis Suárez, and simply because coming into this tournament, we were all very excited to see, and maybe not excited, but also interested to see how Suárez would perform. He missed the Copa del Rey final, of course. He was recovering there from knee surgery that he had in order really to be fit for this tournament. He took that surgery earlier, and we were all thinking, how is he going to play? And a lot of people were publishing photos saying that Suárez had lost a tremendous amount of weight, and they were saying really that shows his commitment to Uruguay, but not for Barcelona, that he's gone out there, lost all this weight, he looks like a completely different player, and he's done that all for his country. What I would say is though, those photographs there could be a bit misleading, because I personally think tonight, looking at Suárez, looking at the way that he looked in the game, he doesn't actually look in massively different shape at all. It's not a dramatic transformation of the player that we're seeing. What I think we're seeing here tonight, what we saw tonight with Suárez once again scoring, that was certainly good. He wasn't incredible, he wasn't a completely changed man overnight, but what I do see with Suárez with the national team is very different to what I see with Barcelona, because I see a player there who's actually pushed, who's being demanded to be at his best, and I don't see that at Barcelona. At Barcelona, under Ernesto Valverde, Suárez is one of those players, much like many others in the team right now, who are far too comfortable, and they've been allowed to be. It's not necessarily Luis Suárez's fault, or not all his fault, that he's been allowed to be in his position and he's not being challenged. With Uruguay, it's different. You've got Cavani there, you've got him leading the line and actually there providing an example. You know that if Cavani scores, if he's being the hero, if he's really leading the line for Uruguay, Suárez wants to match him. You've got Maxi Gomez there, you've got Stuani, you've got very good attacking players. Suárez needs to be at his best, and he, by Oscar Tabarez, is being pushed. That does not happen, and is not happening right now at Barcelona. And I just hope here that Suárez can have a good tournament. He's clearly still got it, he can clearly still score goals, but at the same time, we need to bring in another striker for two massive reasons. Number one, obviously, we need it. Suárez right now, doesn't matter how he plays in this tournament, he is still 32 years of age. We need to think about the future. We need to bring somebody else in, but also make that competition, make him work harder, push him, make him perform for Barcelona exactly the same way here that he does with Uruguay. That intensity, that non-stop running, that real effort that he puts in, that he wants to go out there and leave everything on the pitch, not only because he wants to, but also because he needs to. That's why Barcelona this summer need to bring somebody in, somebody like Griezmann, somebody of that kind of profile, somebody to push Suárez every game and make him realise that he's got to earn that place. Because at Uruguay, with his country, he does want to get in shape, he does want to be the best he can be, because his country, his coach, his teammates, they demand that of him. And that right now is not happening at Barcelona because he's too comfortable. So what we have to do is match those conditions, bring somebody in and push Suárez to the max, because tonight he was good, he was decent, he got a goal, and I think actually as the tournament goes on, as he plays more and more, gets more and more fit, he will actually be even better as Copa America progresses. successes, and it's going to be really interesting to see how he performs, and of course, how his nation perform as one, because Uruguay tonight were very, very impressive. Yes, they were aided by the red card for Ecuador, but still, this is a team with quality, and certainly with Copa America winning credentials. So leave your full thoughts on the game in the comments down below, guys. It's another late night here for me, staying up watching Copa America action, and I'm sure many of you have also been doing the same. So well done to you if you did stay up to watch this one. It was certainly worth it, especially in the first half there with that finishing from Uruguay. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below on them as a whole, and also on Suarez. I'll see you soon with more updates. But until next time, as always, it's Copa America.